Yo, what's going on, boys? It's the main man, back after a reasonable amount of time this time, with another figure review, and this time we have the glorious Mafex Carnage. And I gotta say, this is a tremendous figure, definitely worth the wait and the extra money I had to spend because I wanted to get it early-ish. Yeah, let's begin. Now the box of this figure is very cool, and it actually fits very nicely next to the Mafex Venom box, which I have right here to compare it to. You can see, just killed Vegito. You can see the boxes look very nice next to each other. They look very well nice on a shelf. And if you probably had the Spider-Man, which I don't, they would look very well, all three of them together, the classic trio. Now bringing them back in and looking at the paint and sculpt on this guy. It is great. If we come real close, the sculpt on him is very good, and it kind of lines up in spots, but the way you're going to pose him, it really won't line up, because it's already a funky pose to have him line up in the first place. But other than that, it looks very good. It has a very random kind of Carnage look to it. There's his back. Detail goes all around. The only problem I have with this is that on the elbow joints and on the joint for the arms and legs, they don't have the black continuing on, and it doesn't look right, and in some poses can really mess it up. And even skipping a little bit ahead over here with the accessories, like on the bottom of the hand, it doesn't have anything. So you can see that it's black on the top, and it looks like it'll lead around. Then it's just plain red on the bottom. I'm heated. But going back, I think the paint is very good. I got a very clean painted figure. There could be little scuffs moving him around, because some of these joints, like the waist over here, the piece kind of rubs up against the thigh, and there was a piece of scuffing somewhere. I don't remember. If I don't see it, it ain't there, so I'm just going to believe it and not say he has any scuffs. Now, for articulation on this guy, it is amazing. Bringing him in. For the head, he can look up very far, down as far as his big chin will allow him. Got a nice little pivot. The neck and head both have separate ball joints, so you get a lot of movement. You can make them look any direction you want. And on the head, in the peg that holds the head on, you can kind of turn it around to get a lot more upward head movement, and it makes it way better for swinging poses, or if you have him fighting someone, it just helps out. Now the shoulder comes out that far. He's got a butterfly joint that goes around 360 degrees. When the figure came out of the box, the joints were very stiff, and I'd recommend 100% if you warm it up and use hot water before you move them, because these are expensive figures and you don't want to break them without even being able to play with them or at all. Now, bicep swivel, and then a double joint at the elbows. These are very sticky too still, even after heating them up, so I'd say be careful with the arms. And I think it was either up here or the double joint that can break, so be very careful moving him. Now with the wrist, he's got a hinge and a swivel, and that interchanges for all the hands. All of them have it, even the cool accessory hands. At the diaphragm, he's got a little rotation and forward and back, and then with all of them together, he gets a very good crunch and a very good arch too. Sometimes if you overdo it, it'll expose openings and there'll be like black spots. And he's got a little marvel right down there on the hiney. I don't know. Let me see if you can. Yep, there it is. He's got the trademark on him. But it doesn't look bad if you can kind of bend it to where you don't see the gappage. It's not bad. Now the legs, goes forward that far. And this leg is very stiff, so I gotta be careful. It doesn't go back very far. Has a rotation at the top of the leg. Double jointed knee, works very nice. And then at the foot, he has a up down. It actually rotates circular, and there's a nice pivot and a toe joint too, in case you want some sick walking poses. Put this man back here. This looks decent. Kind of standing a little funky. But for accessories over here, he does come with a lot of stuff that usually you wouldn't think with it when you think of Carnage. Like, number one here is this hammer. And I'm surprised they included this with him because it's a very specific scene, and I think he only ever uses it once. And it's when it's in his first appearance. He breaks a desk or something with it, with J. Jonah Jameson. So I guess if you want to set that up, you can. He also comes with the iconic blade, or kind of axe, with a nice, I like the sharp comeback point that they did on this one. I think it really makes it look good, and it gives you a lot more posability. You could have him slicing it, or like coming back and that's what's coming off or something. I don't know. He also has pairs of hands. Got a pair of these pointy kind of grabby hands. This is another very specific one from his first appearance. He kills a dude with this, which is also another weird one to include. Don't know why they did. Got this kind of like a basic posing claw hand, maybe about to grab you, pointing at you, maybe, who knows. He's got his web grabbing hand, or I guess for him it would be tendril grabbing hand. I think it looks kind of like the same sculpt, but they cut the fingers off and changed it, because you can really even see the mold line here. That's not nice. Now he's got these open hands like I just showed you, and these are the ones that has the red on the inside. That's really bad, because it's just, there's a nice layer of the gloop on the top, and then the other side has none at all. It doesn't look very good in contrast. He also comes with this, I'm actually just going to move this man out the way. He comes with this double claw blade kind of hand, and he has this for each hand too, one for each, so you can have two of them, have him jumping or something, kind of look like the Predator. He also comes with this, oh, almost just dropped it, this long, sharp blade kind of thing. He has two of these for each hand as well, or one for each hand as well. The paint and sculpt on these look really good. I think the black on the red is done nicely, and there is enough show through that it looks like they did a decent job trying to paint it right. And I know sometimes Mafex, their paint ain't the best. He also has, this is another kind of specific, but I guess Carnage exclusive, like the thwipping, but with the goop fingers. And this was also from the first appearance, which I think is what they heavily went on with this Carnage. And again, the bottom of the hand has no red or no black, and it's kind of weird that this one's painted, but the rest of them aren't. I don't get it. I don't get it. And now he comes with these goopy effects that you can put on his hands over the arms, and you can either go back, or I even had it this way. You can kind of look like he's shooting a little bit of goop out, maybe about to make something, put it around the blade, make that look cool. Or you can do that and have it coming off the back of the arm. I think he could have definitely come with more like symbiote accessories with the tendrils coming off, because usually that's what Carnage is known for, is having like the 8 tendrils flying behind him, and then 8 weapons in his hands or something like that. And actually the 2 that he comes with are different. They're not very different, but if you put them on, it'll look better, because they're at least sort of different. One of them's more open, and the other's a little tighter, closed up more. He also comes with this open hand again, but with a magnet in it, and he comes with an interchangeable pair of feet with the magnets in them. I actually haven't used these yet. Usually you gotta get one test run on the fridge with them, but I did not use them yet, and I'm not sure how good they are. So just make sure you're careful playing with your figures on the fridge. Now the other tendril accessory it comes with is this long kind of goopy one. It's not bendy wire, but you can kind of move it and form it. And it kind of takes this original shape. Like if you move it back, it'll go back into this shape. So you gotta kind of hold it in place for what you want, and it'll kind of morph to it. Other times it'll just not work. It's not bad. And I think it is close, either a resculpt or a repaint of the Venom web that came with him. And I'm not sure if it came with Spider-Man. For interchangeable heads, we got the Cletus Cassidy head, which I think this head actually looks very good. It looks just like Cletus Cassidy in the comic book. The classic, like, Mark Bagley Spider-Man is what this looks like. I'm not sure how he looks other times, because I don't really know what Cletus Cassidy be looking like. I know what Carnage looks like, but not him. So it's not bad. Could probably be used for any Cletus Cassidy. And even if you get that, there's a red peg in there. You can kind of see it. If you pull that out, I'm pretty sure it fits on Marvel Legends bodies, but I'm not sure who would want that. Now for the last head we got here, this is the closed mouth, kind of classic Carnage head. I think the mouth is kind of low. Like, it looks like he's got huge eyes and a tiny mouth, and I think they could have moved everything up a little bit. But other than that, the pink paint on the teeth looks really good, and you can see them really sculpted well, and the eyes look pretty good too. I like the weight they used. It looks like it's not going to get scuffed up easily, and that's a problem that happens a lot with Venom and Carnage is that the white on the eyes gets scuffed, and I get sad. Alright, so now after the half-hour-long accessories section, we can come over to some comparisons. Now, coming alongside him, his classic Mafex buddies. He's got a totally real Spider-Man, and then his father, Mr. Venom, Mr. Edward Brock. I think they look very good together, and they kind of fixed the Venom scaling by making Cletus Cassidy just barely in the middle. Like, it seems like they were definitely trying to make it work, and I think it works well. They fit very well together, and in a pose, you don't even really notice the scaling problem, and having them beat on each other, scrapping, they look very good. Getting these two, or this idiot out of here, and then, doesn't stand up, and then bringing the man back. We're going to show him next to some other Carnages from the times. We got Big Man, Marvel Select Carnage, and then we got a Revoltech Carnage in a sick pose, so just kind of compare that as you will. I think he could definitely work as a comic Carnage, like a classic comic Carnage, definitely. And in terms of like absolute Carnage, I think he would fit as the Norman Osborn Carnage, like when Carnage takes him over and has normal Carnage and then the Horde Carnage, and I think this man still works as Big Man Carnage. So now we're slowly but surely building up our Carnage Horde more and more as the day goes on. One day we'll have maybe like 17 Carnages. That's a good one. Good number. Now just for some regular comparisons, we got Blue Jason and Symbiote Spider-Man from Mezco, who, when I was setting up this video, toppled back into the abyss back there, and I had to reach down and save him. I think for scaling with just any other figure, he's nice sized. I think the skinniness kind of fits Cletus Cassidy, and especially fits the Mark Bagley style of no knees, but like big fat legs, if you can imagine what I'm saying. He never mind, I'm not even gonna try. Just, you know, if you know, you know. But other than that, he doesn't look bad at all. And I think he could fit in a display as any kind of Carnage you like. The accessories make it a wide range, where you could give him normal to crazy decked out with weapons. You could give him just the Cletus Cassidy head chilling there. I had a lot of fun with that. That head's great. And if you're a fan of Carnage, this is a must buy. But if you kind of like Carnage, you know, he's cool. I don't know if you should do it, because it's a very expensive figure, and it's fragile. All right. That's it, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.